Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, collectors of all ages, it is Aussieverse, your home of comics, music, wrestling, and more. And tonight, he is back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Shark of War, issue number 9. Strap in, comic fans, because today we're diving headfirst into the blood-soaked waters of indie comics. One and only Ben Lacy. He's back with his brand new Shark of War 9, which is a genetically engineered gun-toting shark serving up justice one chomp at a time. Expect chaos, laughs, and maybe even a few shark facts that you didn't even know that you needed. Is this the most badass shark since Jaws, or is it Robocop with gills? We're going to find out right now. Ben, how are you, brother?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you again for having me on, too. I really appreciate you having me on.
We are always happy to have you here. We are proudly sponsored by Comic Bookaroo, a word from them in a moment. And we do want to give a massive shout out to our 4 lifers. These are our paid members that get a few perks from spending just that little bit of money. If you want to join, sign up now. Otherwise, the best way to support Aussieverse is by subscribing to the channel. And we are here all about shark fun. This is the Shark of War that I have read the first 5 chapters of, and I absolutely loved. This is the hardcover that I got from Ben a little while ago. And today we're talking about issue number 9. Ben, why should people buy this book?
Well, first off, I think it's a lot of fun. If you want action, if you want sci-fi, if you want an 80s mashup, Shark of War delivers it all. And issue 9 is the conclusion of what I call the Whales of War arc, where our shark hero faces the nemesis even he is scared of, which is killer whales. And now in issue 9, we have revealed the biggest killer whale, what is called the mega whale of war, basically a Godzilla-like killer whale that has been modified specifically to take him down. And the action in that this kind of kicks off this arc, which is the second arc of Shark of War. The book you just held up with the first 5 issues was the first arc. These 4 issues are going to make the second arc.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, the first thing I need to ask you is, are you going to be doing another collected edition?
At some point, I will. I'm not in a rush to do them. I've got to make the economics work on them. So at some point, yeah, I'll probably collect it. Or maybe I'll just, when the series is all finally done, maybe I'll collect the whole omnibus of it. But yeah, I definitely want to do something with it.
Yeah, man, because I'm going to be down for that. Let's take a look at this Kickstarter.
Awesome.
So here we go. Now, you can type in this giant link here. It will be in the description, or the best way, in my opinion, to do it is simply to just go to Kickstarter and type in Shark of War, and that will come up straight away. But here we go. Shark of War number 9.
Hello, my name is Ben Lacy, and I hope you enjoyed that preview of Shark of War number 9, the epic conclusion of the Whales of War arc. Don't worry if you've missed the earlier issues, you can still get digital and physical copies of all back issues. We've got 3 great covers, including our traditional Jaws homage cover and a Fantastic Four tribute cover. You can also get the awesome Shark of War plushie. And I've got a special bonus. The first 100 physical backers will get a second free comic from my back catalog. So please back Shark of War today. Thank you.
All right. Now, I guess the first thing I want to point out, Ben, is that I love the way that you do these homage covers. You do them for every single issue, and they're fantastic. So this time you've done the Fantastic Four, correct?
Yep, we did it. Well, we did a monster. The base cover is actually a Monsterverse, Marvel Monsters style cover. And of course, we always do a Jaws cover. But the third cover there, I think if you scroll down, there's a larger image of it. Is based on Fantastic Four #1 with our full cast in the thing on the cover.
Was that a dolphin with a laser beam on its head?
Shouldn't be a laser beam on its head. They have guns mounted on their jet engines on the side. But lasers are coming. I heard the line so many times about sharks with lasers that we're going to get a shark with lasers very soon.
And who's the artist this time around?
He goes by Harshstroke. Is his pen name. He was the artist for issue 7 and 8 as well. So if you like the art at last issue and the issue before that, you'll like the art for this one as well. And he does a really not. The reason I picked him for taking over on the art of Shark of War is because I thought I'd seen some of his monster artwork and I thought he did a good job with it. And I think he's done a good job with this book in terms of giving it that monster feel that you want.
And if you do want to dip your toes in the water,
Yep.
you can go and read issue 1 for free.
Yeah, if you just click on that link, it'll take you right to the issue. You don't have to sign up for anything or do anything. It's a freebie. The art on that one, issue 1, was done by me. It's not as good as Harshstroke in any way, but I think it's good enough for the story. That's why I brought in new artists to make the book even better.
Hang on,
See. That's me.
There you go. So they're all 3D computer animated.
Yeah,
right?
I do a lot of computer modeling and then rework the art in Clip Studio to create the images. So it's all done by me, but it's certainly
the
not
greatest early backer bonus ever. The first 100 physical backers will get one of these amazing covers added to their rewards.
Yeah, since I made the hardcover version of issue 1 through 5, I've still got a bunch of floppies of those issues around. So basically, I want to clear them out. So I'm offering them up as a free bonus for anybody who gets a physical issue. At least the first 100 people will get one of my covers from past issues as a keepsake and a collectible. You can see some of the covers there for issue. The top middle one, for example, was an issue 3 cover done that illustrates the death of Quint as viewed from another Jaws homage cover. The death of Quint is seen from Brody's eyes, a view you don't actually get to see in the movie because the mechanical shark was only existed on one side, so they can't show it head on. And then
Which cover would you choose if you had to, Sharif?
Probably the bottom right.
That's
bottom
another,
right?
Yeah, that was the artist who did the Cthulhu Man did for me. One of my other books did that cover. It's also kind of a black and white Jaws homage, and Jaws inspired homage as well.
It's just that bit of red swimming in black and white that gets me.
I always thought made the cover one of the more striking covers.
Mm.
And then
I like this shark busts.
Yeah, that was also done by the same artist as did the last cover. We see our lead villain Brooke Douglas and the shark bursting in on him.
Yeah, I dig that one. So what you're getting is the coolest action hero of all time, a giant great white shark. The dark humor of Robocop, more shark action than all the Jaws movies combined. 24 interior page issue. What's this? A 24 interior page issue 8.
You've caught me in a typo. It should be issue 9. Now I'm gonna have to go correct that. I always do at least 24.
Gloss paper and cover, multiple variant issues, and a deluxe PDF full of extra content. Over 300 pages of content for the entire series.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I always have bonus features in the back. You always get the digital version. For the digital version, I always have bonus features. You always get the extra variant covers. Sometimes I write bonus feature articles on some of the backstory for it. The science of the shark of war, or a little extra thing like the hardcover you have, for example, has the has my how to avoid a shark attack guide at the very back of it.
It does, yeah. I
And
forgot about that.
what to do if a shark does attack you.
In fact, Sharif at the back, it has that cover there.
Yeah, I put in a bunch of the covers in the hardcover version. And yeah, if you there's also the how to avoid a shark attack or what to do if a shark does attack. Kind of a little 4-page guide, two-page guides for you, for those who are really. I always get at cons. I always get people going, "Oh, I'm so scared of going in the water since Jaws," and I'm like, so I decided to make that to try and alleviate their fears. Even though, to be totally truthful, your odds of getting attacked by a shark and hurt by a shark are probably less than your odds of getting hurt by a cow. You really have to have bad luck or be doing the wrong thing for that to happen. But people are scared of it, so I figured I would minimize their risk by telling them what they shouldn't do.
So this is that homage cover for the Monsters Dwell.
Yeah, that's an old monster. When Marvel does some of these monster comics, they used to do a lot of them, and I think actually it's a homage to a homage, because I think that cover was also a homage to 50s era Marvel comics, or maybe going back all the way to when they were timely. That's the cover I did. Like I said, I always do a Jaws inspired cover, and this time we're flipping it around, and it's not the shark attacking, it's the giant whale, mutated whale.
Why is he so big?
He's been mutated. She grew them bigger and bigger to try and take him down, and they failed. And so finally, she figured out how to grow one that's basically a Godzilla-like monster.
Wow. Okay. And then my favorite one is the Fantastic Four homage right here.
Yeah, I really thought that came out well too, and it's kind of mimics the Fantastic Four there. Plus, we put the extra other cast members in there, so basically it's the whole cast of the story.
Nicely done.
It's pretty cool. Obviously, there's the original Fantastic Four cover, and you can get the plushie. I love that.
Oh, thank you.
That is so cool. Some more sample pages.
Yeah,
I've got to admit though, the Shark of War plushie, he looks a lot friendlier than in the comic.
Oh yeah, it's nice. It's a nice, soft little plush stuffed animal.
This could be you drawing into the comic.
My highest tiers are always the you in the book kind of tiers where you can be drawn in. Some people like that, to be in the book, and I try to give them a good little picture.
I like the fact that you can actually see what you would be in the comic, because in other Kickstarters, I mean, I've seen it once or twice maybe, but not very often. Usually it's just you can be drawn into it with no other information.
Yeah, I try to I can't promise everybody gets as good a scene as that, but where you're definitely getting killed. But I think I've always tried to give some good value in terms of you're getting a good view, and then I also send you a print of your page in the book, so you're not just getting the comic book, but you get anybody who takes that tier gets an 8x11 print and a blow up of their image in the book, so they can they can mount it on a wall if they want to, or have that as a nice collectable.
Has that been a popular tier in respect of the response?
I always get a few people every time who take it. People who want to be in the book or help. I have one female fan who really who's bought multiple times getting killed in the book, and basically as long as I guarantee that she gets a dramatic death, she backs at a high tier to be in the book. So.
And many reviews here.
Yeah, I've had some luck in getting. It used to be easier. A lot of the places that did comic book reviews for indie comics seem to have disappeared in the last few years. But I got some reviews for the earlier issues, and which I think showing people that you have good that somewhat independent people who aren't, your buddy or your relative liked your story, helps with letting people know that it's a quality piece of work.
So with this one, if you are in the States, it is free US shipping.
Yeah. I always feel bad that the people outside the States I have to charge, shipping, but I try to make it as low as possible for people outside the States, in terms of, but shipping to Australia is expensive. For me.
But I can attest to that though. Getting the hardcover off you and a couple of other bits and pieces in the past hasn't costed me an arm and a leg. Like, it isn't cheap, but it's not very expensive either. So you do try to make it cheap, which is good. So we've got for $40 all Shark of War 9 covers. That's pretty cool. And your name?
Yeah, all Shark of War. Sorry. Yeah, your name in the book and the digital copy as well.
Why isn't this bit scrolling? There we go. You can just get the Shark of War 9 digital for $5.
Ah.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. If you want the hard copy Shark of War number 9, $15, we'll get that for you, as well as the digital Shark of War 9 and your name in the inside back cover. And this is estimated around February 2026.
That's my intent. I've usually gotten them out a little early, but I put a little margin in them. So I want to point this one out. If you're, for people who aren't in the United States, basically you get all 9 issues for $18, which works out to obviously $2 an issue, which I think is a really good price for for a comic book. You won't get that from Marvel. I really want people to get my back issues and read the whole thing. So I'm willing to take a give the past issues at as low a price as I can.
And if you also subscribe to Ben Lacy's, is it a newsletter? You do.
Yeah. If you go to bitingcomics.com, you'll get the first 2 issues of Shark of War, an issue of Samson, and an issue of Vicious Vixens of Dakawanga, which is a spinoff of this book, as well as you'll get the Shark Guide as well, and you'll get a little instruction on how to make a paper toy shark. If you want to do that.
That's pretty cool. All right, this is the Jaws cover. You can grab that for $19, as well as obviously getting the digital and your name in the back of the book as well. And there is a bunch of add-ons that we'll talk about as well a little bit later. Vicious Vixens and Samson, other books that Ben has created. The Fantastic Four cover, $23. You can grab it there. The digital.
Yeah, so again, I want to point out for this one that now, I'm willing to give you all 15 of my comic books for $25 digitally, which is, less than $2 an issue now. Because again, I really like to have people to read all my stuff. So, I'm offering the whole kit and caboodle for $25 an issue for people who only want to go digital.
This is the complete Shark of War, as well as the Vicious Vixens, which I have read the first saga of, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I want to read more. It's also Samson, issue 1 and 2. I've read the first one, fantastic, and Cthulhu Man as well. 100 pages of bonus features as well, under $2 an issue.
Yeah. I think it works out to $1.67 an issue or something like that. So I again, for people who are outside the U.S. don't want to pay the shipping fee, that's a pretty good option to see everything.
Yeah. Or if you do want everything in physical format, you can get all hard copy Shark of War. This is the hardcover volume 1 that I have in my hands, as well as issue 6, 7, 8, and 9, the base covers, and all the digital cover issues, 15 comics, plus your name in the back for $55, man. That's pretty freaking good. And even if you're in Australia, that equals about $84. That's still very, very good value.
Yeah, I for these, for my back issues, I've started selling them basically, at Comic-Con pricing. So if you came up to me at a con, you'd pay about $5 for a floppy and $20 or $25 for the hardcover. And so basically, I'm just adding those prices on to the base cover price of $15 to come up with that. Because I really like people to get my back issues. But you, in this situation, if you buy this, you not only get the back issues hardcover, you get the digital issues, which people at the con don't get, and you get them delivered to you. Well, obviously, if you're in Australia, you have to pay the delivery fee as well, but you get them delivered.
Yep. And it's funny, because whenever I do back a Kickstarter and it ends up costing me heaps because of the shipping, that really sticks in my mind, and it makes me remember that, because it's a bit hard to pay for those things. Where when the next Kickstarter comes out, I say to myself, remember that cost you a bit last time, where I don't have that issue buying your stuff. So that's really cool. The fact that, as far as my memory is concerned, because I do have a goldfish memory, I've got no negative. Oh, that Shark of War cost me so much to get. I don't remember that at all. So you must have made it a good price for shipping.
Oh yeah, I think I do $15 for most packages. It's a $15 ad. For some of the ones with multiple books, it may be a $20 ad.
And what's the difference in this one?
These are the Jaws covers instead. The other one was the base covers. These are all the Jaws covers. So the hardcover, you have the base cover hardcover. I also have a Jaws cover hardcover. I sell it for more, and I have the other Shark of War Jaws inspired covers. That one up there with the one up there is Jaws Jaws 3. Jaws 3D is the first top left one. The Jaws 4 or Jaws the Revenge is the top right one, and then the other two are with the whales on them on the bottom, are basically spins on the classic Jaws poster cover from Jaws, the original Jaws movie.
And what is it? Jaws is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year.
Yeah. Here in the United States, they actually re-released it in cinema, and it was like the #2 movie in the box office the last weekend.
Yeah, they did here as well.
So yeah, so it's still doing pretty well, surprisingly. People want to see it, and
So this one for $80, hard copy of everything.
Yeah, it's kind of the same deal as the whole Shark of War saga. Is I'm basically all the floppies are at con pricing, so I just added $5 on for each floppy. So again, you get all the floppies at the same price as people at Comic-Cons are paying for them.
Yeah, I want to get a hardcover collection of your Vicious Vixens.
Oh, probably at some point I'll do that. I hope. Yeah, we got the first 3 issues out. I want to make sure I have enough issues to really justify the hardcover. And of course, this is the cameo appearance. We kind of discussed that a little bit ago.
Yep, $119 gets you a cameo in the book.
Plus you get the 3 covers, the 3 issue 9 covers, and the digital bundle.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. You'll find that in Kickstarters when you get drawn in. It's that you're not necessarily going to get all of those extras. That's just to be drawn in. All right.
All right.
A
whole lot of extras available.
Speaking of Comic Cons, let me give you guys a little of the Comic Con experience. If you see me at Comic Cons, I'm wearing this, my shark hat. So I figured you guys wanted to have a little of the experience. If you meet me at a con, I will be at a table. There will be a giant inflatable shark over the table that I mount on PVC piping, and I will be wearing my shark hat.
Oh, I want one of those.
Complete with fin and tail. I don't know if you can see the tail. I'm trying to spin myself around. So
that is fantastic. That is fantastic. Yes, here in Australia, it is Father's Day today. Thank you, Steve. Happy Father's Day to our dads on the way back from lunch. We hope you had a good one, Steve. And that's a good time to get a word from our sponsor, Comic Bookaroo. Comic Bookaroo, proud sponsors of Aussieverse for all your comic book needs. Graphic novels, hardcovers, omnibuses, single issues. Don't forget to pre-order every Sunday at Comic Bookaroo. Australia's #1 online comic book store, Comic Bookaroo. Get your issues, collected editions now. All right. So, you're saying that Shark of War 9 is the conclusion of the Whales of War arc. What happens after?
Well, then we go into the next arc, which for a while will probably be the concluding arc of Shark of War, at least in the near term. That'll kind of wrap up the series for a little while. We'll see if I have it. We'll see if it ends in a place where it can continue or not. I don't want to give anything away, obviously. But yeah, so this, if the first 5 issues is kind of the origin of the Shark of War. These next 4 issues, kind of like the Empire Strikes Back version of the Shark of War, where it's a very, the battle is going against them, and it's kind of a hard place for them. And then the concluding epic will be the next 3 or 4 issues, probably, of Shark of War.
All right, hurry up and get those out so we can get an omnibus. All right, so for people that do want to get it, go to Kickstarter now and sign up, because it has 25 days to go. And it seems like there's a little bit of progress needed to be able to get that stretch goal. Compared to your other Kickstarters, Ben, how are you looking on track to make it?
If I'm honest, I think right now it's a little lighter than I a little lower, not much. So it's probably gonna be one of those things where we wind up on the last day kind of thing again to fund. I'm hopeful we'll fund, but most of my books have funded, but a lot of them are like on the last day. Obviously it'd be really nice to have it happen on day 3, or even day 20. But my guess is on the last day people will come in and we'll wind up funding somehow. But it's been a little slow start. A lot of people have, the book is in 9 issues, which is a lot for a Kickstarter comic book. Most of them are, people do 1 or 2 issues. A bunch of people pile in who they know and stuff. But now, you're working with the people who really want to read the book. So, and want to read it, knowing that it's not in issue #1, and it's not, and they're not, the people who are backing me aren't my relatives or anything like that anymore.
But in saying that, it should be a testament of the storytelling itself, because you're already at 9, so there must be a real good story for you there for you to tell, for you to go that far ahead. So it's I think it's a no-brainer that if you've gone already that far, why not just continue backing?
I'm hopeful, but now that you never get all your backers back, it's just the math of the situation is you lose some backers every time from issue to issue, and you hope to pick up new ones who will also buy the back issues as well to kind of replace them. So I'm hoping that I've had over the course of time at least 600 individually different backers, so that a good percentage of those come in, then should find no problem. But again, it'll probably be at the end. But I'd love
it's funny that because
people to pile in early and get the book.
it's funny. You'd think a gun-toting shark and a mutated whale with all that violence would sell really well, because that just sounds
I think a lot of it's getting the word out. I mean, I go to Comic Cons, I see dozens of people. I come on your shows, and hopefully you're somebody, you have an audience that sees it too. But I can't get on Fox News or NBC or something like that, and be covered by thousands of, or millions of people seeing it. So it's really a matter of, the word just doesn't get spread as easily. So it's a matter of coming on shows like yours. It's again why I really appreciate you having me on and stuff.
So right. Oh, and you mentioned about heading over to cons for a bit. What's the response like?
I usually get a nice response, and I make people everybody likes the idea, so I always get a lot of people who love the idea. But one thing you find out at Comic Cons is that most of the people going to Comic Cons aren't comic book fans, not anymore. They're toy fans. They're there to get celebrity autographs. They're there to cosplay. They're there to get old comic books, because they're collectors or something like that. So your base of people who are really interested are smaller. I've had a lot of people go, "Oh, if they ever make that into a movie, man, I'll go watch it." And I'm like, "Yeah, I wish they'd make that into a movie, but that's another trick, getting a movie made." So that
yeah, man. I reckon if you ever set up a table at one of the Australian Comic Cons, I reckon you'd sell a lot.
I'd like to go to Australia. Maybe I'll bring my comics with me if I ever get to go there. I was wanting to go there for a vacation. Maybe I'd bring my comics and try to sell it. Sell it well.
Yeah. Why not?
Absolutely, man. We have at least 3 a year now.
Oh.
So people would dig it, man. I'm telling you, people would dig it, because if there's apart from nudity, I think the other highlight that people like in Kickstarters is violence.
Yeah. Nudity seems to sell well on Kickstarter.
Funny that. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Ben? Anything else you wanted to show?
Not much really. Like I mentioned to you before we started, I'll be in Florence, South Carolina a week from today for a PowerCon there. So if you got anybody listening in South Carolina who wants to go to Florence, then that would be something that I'll be at. And again, I'll be under the big inflatable shark that I blow up and put over my table. Otherwise, I'm working on getting out anybody of your listeners who backed Samson. The art is almost finished. The letterer is starting to work on the letters. I hope to have the digital edition out in a couple of weeks, and then I send it to the printer, and hopefully I'll actually be shipping the physical copies, in a month after that. So those things are proceeding well. And then I'm going to start working on Vicious Vixens 4. I've already pretty much written the script. So that'll be probably the next book up in the cycle. Right now I'm kind of going Shark of War, Vicious Vixen, Samson, Shark of War, Vicious Vixen, Samson. Some people are wanting me to do another issue of Cthulhu Man, but I'm like, where do I fit that in? So I haven't tried that yet. But yeah, that's the main things I got going right now on the comic book front.
Yes, sweet, man. Well, I can't wait for those, because I loved Samson and Vicious Vixens. And it's funny because Vicious Vixens, I wasn't really sure what to make of it, but as soon as I started reading it, I just couldn't stop.
Oh well, I'm glad.
I really got into those characters.
I always, it's very much meant to be, sexy girl book, but it's supposed to be a good story too. And I'm glad you liked it, because I think I put a lot of effort into writing a good story and making all the characters pop on the page, and give them each a unique. You got 8 different women. It's and I try to give them each a unique personality and voice and perspective.
Yeah, I was just about to say that the characterization of each of those characters are distinct, and it's not like one blends into the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
which I think it'd be a lot harder to do than people would think, you know, because I could write a story tomorrow, but the more characters you introduce, giving them their own voices and personalities, that's hard. I think that's hard.
That's always an issue. And, you know, I remember back in the old Avengers issue. Oh, thank you, Samson. I remember back in all the old Avengers issues, they started limiting the team intentionally to 7 people because I think part of that they made it sound like it was a reason in the universe, but I think it is also to help the writers so they don't have too many characters they have to fit in.
Yeah. All right, well, people, go check out Shark of War. Even if you're still on the fence, go to the Kickstarter and read the first issue. Look up Biting Comics, where you can not only check out Shark of War, but you can check out other fantastic issues like we've just spoken about, the Cthulhu Man, the Vicious Vixens of Duckawanga. I've always wondered if I said that one right. And Samson. These are all fantastic stories. He's got inspiration from storytellers like Alan Moore and Neil Gaiman. It's really fantastic stuff. So go check it out and tell me what you think. And if you do like it, go back his campaign.
Thank you. Really
very welcome. Ben, as always, my brother, what's Aussieverse?
For life.
For life. We'll catch you next time. Thank you very much for joining us again.
No problem. Thank you.
See you, man.